While it's not realistic to say that everyone was pooping their pants constantly, the harsh conditions of medieval sanitation suggest that people likely experienced frequent accidents due to poor hygiene, poor food safety, and the lack of privacy or facilities. In medieval times, personal hygiene was drastically different from what we know today. In medieval cities, your options for relieving yourself were, let's say, limited. Most people used chamber pots, which they'd casually dump into the street when full. So if you were walking around, there was a good chance someone was dumping their waste directly above your head. There were also public latrines, filthy, overcrowded, and never cleaned. When nature called, there was no option but to answer wherever you were. Field? Great. Alley? Perfect. Now try controlling yourself when you're frolicking in public filth and there's no bathroom in sight. The reality was that it was very common to accidentally dump up your trousers. In medieval times, you could catch a nasty stomach bug just by looking at your food. Water, contaminated. Food, spoiled. Your body, always on the verge of revolt. So if you ate anything remotely sketchy, chances were you'd be doubled over with diarrhea in no time. And no antibiotics to help. You were on your own, pal. So yeah, pooping yourself wasn't just an accident, it was part of the lifestyle. Now let's talk about cleaning up after all this. You know how today we can just pop into a bathroom and clean up? Not back then. People didn't bathe, like ever. A rare bath was a special event, often feared as unhealthy. You were lucky if you could wash off with a rag and some cold water. So if you had an accident, you just had to sit in it, literally. And don't even think about underwear. People wore heavy absorbent wool. So yeah, if things went south, and they did, you were stuck with nothing to keep things from getting out of hand. Life was hard. People worked all day long, either farming, building, or dealing with public markets. And if you had to go, well, there was no time to find a bathroom. So you just dropped trow wherever you were, behind a building, in a corner, or in the middle of a crowded street. What were you going to do? Hold it? With dysentery lurking in every corner? Not likely. So yeah, while not everyone was walking around with dumped up britches, the conditions were right for it. Bad food, bad water, and zero sanitation meant that accidents were surely happening more often than anyone would like to admit. And with no cleanup options, medieval hygiene wasn't just poor, it was a disaster zone. Next time you complain about public restrooms or a long line, just remember, at least you don't live in the Middle Ages where the only thing clean was your imagination. There's a reason why all white clothing from that time is stained brown. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this clean look at medieval life, hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Just don't dump it in the street.